I'll say start, because what you don't want is maybe in 10 years time, or even when you are 80 or 70s and look back and think, I could have made that happen. If you have an idea that you think you can make it happen, do it.
If you recently became an entrepreneur or business owner, or you're even thinking about becoming one, then pay attention, because in this series I'll be bringing on guests who have started their journey within the last decade to share their story, their experience, and also some advice that could help you get some perspective on the journey ahead of you. Now, if you're here for a course or some playbook to get £1 million in 30 days, do me a favor and just leave now. But if you're ready for the grind to become the best you can be, stick around for the ride of your life, and I promise you, you will learn something that's going to help you to get ahead of the others who are on the same journey with you. So let's get into it. So let's start from the very beginning. So let's get a bit of who you are, why did you decide to start a business, and what was your story behind you starting the business?
Okay, so I am Belita, and I work in marketing and advertising, specifically through working with paid media advertising, everything to do with paid media, Meta ads, Google ads, TikTok ads. But I did specialize more for brands that sells online. We call them direct to consumer, mostly for e-commerce. I have been doing this for over 8 years. My background is actually in marketing, digital marketing, communication. The business side is really interesting because I remember when I was like 8 years old, I started making my own thing, and I started going door to door and sell them. And I used to have a really good time, but also people would tell me, you are really good seller. But yeah, I didn't understood at that time. Then I was born in Cape Verde, and I did all my secondary school in Cape Verde, and then I moved to Portugal when I was 19 years old, and I graduated in Lisbon. And in between that, I was working as a sales, door to door, call center as well. And then when I finished university, I came to UK, so I wanted to do master, but I ended up not doing master. I thought it wasn't worth it. So since then, I have just been working. The idea to start a business, actually, if I tell you, is crazy how I always come up with new ideas, always come up with new strategy. My mind doesn't shut. But the most important thing, I don't see anyone as my boss. I always say that I am my own boss. I work for myself. Um, and I come up with strategy ideas to help businesses making more money or even grow, because I know that every single growth comes with a lot of different recompensation. Could it be, okay, maybe recruiting more people, giving more opportunity to more people, or the company can expand more or go to another countries and give you more opportunities. It's more about trying to help company grow, but in the other side, I know what comes with growth, recruiting more, giving more opportunity to other people. So the business is really challenged, because most of the time, you have so much on your plate, so many things that comes and go, and you always need to be motivated, be disciplined, and try to make things happen.
Wow, that was really interesting. And also, congratulations on Cape Verde getting to the World Cup as well. That was
Oh, thank you so much.
an amazing game. I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
So
thank you so much.
you started off as a salesperson, so going door to door. And when you started to transition into being a business person, because you didn't want to have a boss, did you have a plan when you started, or did you just jump and figure it out as you went?
No, I had no plan, especially like working in marketing. We always have plan. I plan everything, even everything that I do in marketing. Sometimes I bring to my own life. I'm really organized. But when I was working sales, the main thing is like I was doing for myself. Despite the fact I was working for company, but I always did it for myself, um, as a self-employed. But then always like the way I start business is always trying to fill the gap, or even something that I do that I buy mostly and I don't want to buy anymore and I want to sell because I know how good it is. Um, so I don't know if I have actually answered your question, but most of the time I didn't have planned, but now it's different.
Yeah, you did. That was literally the answer to my question.
Yeah.
I know that most people, it's hard to actually, because they spend all the time planning, they don't just get into it, but you really have to just jump at it and you figure it out as you go. So yeah, not having a plan sometimes is a plan.
Yeah.
All right. So did you ever feel like you were not making any progress, even though you were putting in the work? And how did you deal with that experience?
You know what? This is really great question, because for more we do, more we want to do, more we feel we don't do enough. But I started to realize that if I do one thing, even if it's just to reply to one email today, it's done. When I go back to the business tomorrow, I don't need to reply to that email. It's done. So even if I do 1% of the thing today, I know tomorrow I'm not gonna go back to the same thing. It's done. So I start to realize that sometimes for things look small, it actually added up as you add more, as you do more. And then try to have grace on myself. Yeah.
Nice. How long have you been working as an entrepreneur now?
It go back to my answer before.
Yeah.
I've always seen myself entrepreneur, even if I didn't have business at all, because even when I worked for companies, I see I provide service to them, I provide value to them, and then they pay me. Basically, they need me as much as I need them.
100%.
And when I was working for them was to build my portfolio, or to even learn more. Basically, I was getting paid to learn more. So the experience has always been like this. But I did had a business before and I shut down, and it took me 3 years to go back to have a business again, because I was building my portfolio and it was really difficult to work full time and then try to build a business. It was really difficult. Sometimes, things take time. Most of the time, your mind take time to shift as well. So just keep thinking what we should do. What can I do better? Why I am in this position? And I always think where I am today is just temporary. And what I'm doing right now is what will put me towards success in the future.
Amazing. That was an amazing answer. So I know, like I said before, with the internet, there's so many gurus out there who are giving advice on how you should do this, why your life should be at this stage, why you should be earning X amount of money. So in this whole social media space, did you ever compare yourself to other people doing similar things? And did you ever feel like you were falling behind?
I don't really know if I compared myself. I always filter people and I try to understand what stage they are in their lives. And I try to understand that they are making content. Most of the time is for the sake of content. Um, because, I've worked with a lot of businesses, and what sometimes businesses tells you when you go inside of the business, you understand that they aren't where they told they were. So for the online, I just filter a lot of stuff and I see what I can apply, what I can't apply. I know that when someone is in front of camera, they are completely different than when they aren't. I know all the stages that take people to create scene, to look perfect. So I'm not really sure if I truly compare myself or not, but we just need to filter what it is real and what's not real.
Definitely. And you're correct. A lot of what you see online on the internet is sometimes not even real. Even
Yeah.
though they have a camera, they're filming themselves, there's still a lot that goes on behind the scenes that we are not privy to. And if we compare ourselves to that standard, we'll always fall behind because it's just not real. It's not reality. So yeah, I'd say at the start of most people's journey, they start to compare themselves to the Alex Hormozis, to James Zimmerlin, to Kevin Hart, because they feel like I should be here if this person is here. So yeah, it's very important that you have to filter out what you should listen to and what you should actually take in.
Yeah.
That's a great answer.
I like the examples. That's why most of the time we need to go back and try to understand where they were before now.
Yeah.
Try to go back to the first interviews because maybe that actually tells us the real stories. But a lot of people are really transparent online. But you can feel if someone's been transparent or not.
Definitely.
Yeah.
All right, we're coming into some of the closing sections of our questions. So this is more or less like a blast in the past. So you might have heard this question a lot, but if you could go back and talk to yourself on day one, what is the one thing you would say to younger Belita?
I would say have fun and keep doing what you are doing because things happens when you put your work.
I heard a quote from Alex Hormozy, and they asked him the exact same question, and he said, "If I saw my younger self, I wouldn't tell them anything, because if I tell them something, they don't want to change what they've done, and I wouldn't become the person I am today." So it is important that we get to the process. But I like your answer. Like, you should have fun with the process. If you feel like it's just work, you will burn out very quickly. So that's a great answer.
Yeah.
So if someone came to you now as you are and they said, I have an idea, but I'm scared to start the idea, what would you tell them?
I'd say start because what you don't want is maybe in 10 years time or even when you are 80 or 70s and look back and think, I could have made that happen, you know? Especially like for entrepreneurs, we do have ideas all the time. Sometimes I don't even like sleep because my mind is like constantly firing and I need to take notes. What you can do is always, I don't know if you believe in God. Yeah. There's something I always say. I believe we came to this world with a mission. You know, so many people that inspire us, and you can truly feel that God is speaking to you through that person. I would say we have like so many skills that if we don't make it, it's not worth having those skills. So we have been given these skills. Let's give back to other people. Help more people, support more people. If you have an idea that you think you can make happen, do it. Think of the idea as something that when you have really hard time, if you can still do it. If your idea is what you said, I think is actually a really great idea and you can make that happen because especially in UK or anywhere that people see, people always sells the good things. They always sells, I have this business 8 years now, we are number one, we won awards. They never sold what they did to actually go to that process. Those challenges that we have, like as a founders, as entrepreneurs, we do have challenges every single day. Because we always see, okay, the end results, but what about the process? What took you there? So if it's what you want to do, you really want to do, and you see yourself doing it, I think you should do it. But think long term. Think like in 10 years, will you still do it? In 20 years, would you enjoy? If you feel like that, okay, why not doing it?
Amazing answer. So it's all about projecting to the future.
Exactly.
If you're not passionate about it at the start, you won't last the hard times. I've heard that a lot. Like they say, some people say follow your passion, and then others say don't follow your passion. And again, that's why you have the contradiction on the internet. But if you don't follow your passion and you try to do something that you hate, it will only work if you're getting success at the start. But then when
Yeah.
it gets very hard, you will leave it because there's no attachment to it. There's no love for that game. So you have to tell yourself 10 years, 20 years, will I enjoy keep doing this? If the answer is yes, go for it. So
Yeah.
yeah, I really relate to that answer. That was a really good answer. All right, final question of the day. Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right, so you've been a lifetime entrepreneur. You say you started doing sales when you were 8 and you found that you had the flair for it. But obviously, with entrepreneurship life, we always have sacrifices. There are always things that we have to miss out on because we're trying to pursue this goal. So my question is, what is the one thing you had to give up when you started your business journey? Are you a business owner looking to scale your business? You have a team of 2 to 10 and you have a lot of demand, but you cannot justify getting more team members just to meet that demand. Well, I have the solution for you. So with my business Clothy, we help you to get some insights and clarity on what systems you need in place in order to scale your business without you having to add extra members. So what we do is I offer a free assessment call. In that call, we discuss what are the constraints of your business, what are the things that are slowing you down, what are the processes that are taking too long to do. And then after the meeting, we book a meeting after where we have a report analysis where I give you a free report that gives you all the constraints you have with all the tools that can solve those constraints. And then we can discuss how to implement those tools and install them into your business. So if you really need a system or you need software or you need anything to help you to scale without you having to add on new team member because you don't want to justify the cost of acquiring new members, then put in the comments the word assessment and I will link up with you. We'll have a free call and you get your free report and we can then discuss how we can implement that from there. The beauty about the free report is that with that report, you can use that anywhere else. So it doesn't have to be me. You can get that report and give it to any other consultant and they can help you to set that up. Now, if you're thinking, well, I could just do that myself. Well, you can, but do you really want to take the hours that it takes to install all the systems yourself with the time that you do not have, with the pressure of work that you also do not want? Probably not. So don't make life hard for yourself. Let's have that call. Let's get to that report and let's get those systems implemented for you so you can increase your revenue from 500 or 5 million to 10 million, 100 million and above. Let's make your workload lighter and your work easier. Without further ado, let's head back straight into the video.
I need to think it is true because I want to give you the right answer.
That's all right. Take your time.
I would say I miss more of the spending time with people, I would say. Maybe friends and families. Because my health sacrifice I actually don't sleep sometimes as well. Sacrifice sleep. But I would say spend more time with people, like more quality time, because I work every day.
Can imagine.
Sometimes we could just, go out to do something else. I don't. I enjoy working every day. So that's the kind of sacrifice I'd say I make.
Amazing answer. And thank you for taking the time to have this conversation and to answer the questions. It's been amazing. And I'm sure that a lot of people will be able to use this advice and they can then progress on their journey. Like you said, you have to take the leap and you have to really enjoy what you want to do. So you have to focus more on, if you have an idea, it's not just about planning and planning and planning for years and not starting anything. You have to
Do it.
have a leap of faith, take it and just go with the flow, enjoy the process.
Yeah.
So,
Because as you do, you learn. As you do, you learn. Like when I took my first client, I didn't have like any system, nothing in place. Of course, I spent more time building things on the way as I needed. But I didn't have anything in place. I didn't have a website. I didn't have anything. And I work in marketing.
So it's just more of just try it out. Then when you start to get the reps in, then the systems will come on the way, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right, amazing. Thanks for your time, Belita, and hopefully your morning gets a little less hectic and busy. But thanks so
Thank
much
you.
for being here, and have
No,
an amazing day.
thank you. You too. Bye.
Bye. Well, guys, that was episode 2, and that was an amazing conversation with the amazing Belita. If you want to contact her or reach out to her, I will leave her link in the description so you can check her out on her LinkedIn. You can talk to her and get some more advice that she can give, or maybe if you want to partner with her or work with her, feel free to do so with the link in the description. Thanks so much for being here. Thanks so much for spending your time and watching the video. Again, you want to make sure that you're putting in the work and putting in the time. You need to be able to work through this journey and to keep grinding. No matter what anyone says, the only one who can beat you is you. So make sure that you become unstoppable by doing the things you need to do, being disciplined enough to be the one who can beat yourself. So thanks for being here, and I'll see you in the next episode. Peace.